So I am baking a chocolate cake here and I'm using Oreo biscuits. You could use any biscuits of your choice. I'm gonna start by taking the biscuits one by one and separating the cream and the biscuit part, because I'm gonna use the same cream for a little bit of decoration and filling the layers of the cake. So I'm gonna keep that aside. Look at me looking like a teddy bear. After that, I'm gonna grind the biscuits, just the biscuit portion, not the cream, of course. Also, I've kept my kadhai to be preheated. I could also use the oven, but I just feel like kadhai is easier. You need really fine mixture like this. I'm gonna pour all the mixture out of the jar, and this is how it looks like. So I'm gonna add milk in this mixture in small amounts so that it doesn't form lumps, and I'm gonna mix it in the same direction, keeping a very light hand, and use the milk according to the need. I need a very smooth consistency, so accordingly I'm going to use the milk. The quantity of milk can vary according to your batter. You can also use a whisker for this, but I just feel like a spoon helps more in dissolving the lumps. So this is the consistency that you need. It has to be a little bit flowy but also thick, so don't use a lot of milk too. After that, I'm gonna add some vanilla extract into it and mix it with a very gentle hand. And then goes Eno. I have tried and tested everything, baking powder, baking soda, everything, but I just feel like Eno gives the best results. So here goes. But make sure you use the green one, that is flavorless. Don't use other flavors or your cake is gonna smell like shit. So yeah. So yes, the batter is all done. Now is the time to prepare the tin. I've taken an aluminium tin and I'm gonna grease it with oil first and then use some butter paper. And well, here goes the batter. And oh my god, I have this really weird habit of washing my hands every 5 seconds. So it's just annoying. Okay, once I'm done, I'm gonna tap the batter on the shelf to make it even. And now it's the time to bake it. Carefully opening it, and where do I keep it? Where do I keep it? Carefully keeping it inside. And then carefully covering it. Okay, this is tough, bro. This is tough. Checking for any open spaces, and there are none, so we're done. Cool. Now I have to clean all the mess that I have made in the kitchen. And the cream that we removed from the biscuits, I need to whip that a little bit. If it's soft enough, you could whisk it as it is, but if it's not, you have to use a little bit of milk. Not a very big quantity, just a little bit to give it the flowy texture. just whip, 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 and it's gonna look smooth and light like that. Whip it until stiff peaks come like this, and you're done. I'm gonna wait for like 30 to 45 minutes. So this is how the base turned out. These are two layers. One is made from Oreo and I made another one with Bourbon. So this is how they both look like. I'm gonna take the base and pour some sugar syrup on it. It's just some water mixed with some sugar to moist the cake. This one is not that moist, so I had to use more of sugar syrup. Then I'm gonna use the same ganache that we made with the same cream. This has turned to be in a very fluey consistency, but that's okay because it doesn't really matter. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna use some chocolate chips. Not some, like a lot of chocolate chips. I love using choco chips in my cakes. I'm gonna use a lot of chocolate chips and fill the whole layer. Once I'm done, it was the time to use whipped cream on this, and oh my god, cream इतने ज़्यादा tantrums कर रही थी ना इस दिन पे, like look at that, it just won't come out. It was a very humid day, so if I had to work with this cream, I have to be in the AC and freeze this cream every 10 seconds, so that was very hard to do. I had to freeze it countless number of times and then it just won't come out after that. If I kept it out for even 10 seconds, it would just start melting. So I couldn't do that because बार बार whip करना भी एक problem है. I had to be very careful with it and it was very hard to work with it, honestly. But I made it somehow. This was just the very first layer and then I added some more chocolate chips because why not? How many choco chips are a lot of choco chips? Yes, we never know. Once I'm done with that, it was time to add another layer, and the topmost layer has to be very flat so that the cake doesn't look crooked. Added some sugar syrup. It didn't need a lot because this layer was already very moist. And the cream comes again, bro. This cream and iske drame. I had to make it work somehow because I really didn't have time to wait. So yeah. So I tried my best to spread it evenly and work with this cream, and somehow thoda it was coming into shape. It took a lot of effort, yes, but you know, cake decorating is a process based thing. You have to trust the process because it's gonna look messy for the 90% of the process, but when it comes out clean and you know you've done with everything, then it looks really good. So just trust the process and keep on working until it's done. I have used cream on every part of the cake and I was being really careful because I didn't want to mix the chocolate with the cream. This is called crumb coating in baker's language. Adding a very thin layer of cream all throughout the cake and then freeze it for like 30 minutes before working on the final layer. So that's what I'm doing. And even though it looks messy right now, just trust the process. I'm gonna keep it in the freezer for like 30 minutes. And once it's done, it's the time for final coating. And I've used more of the whipped cream and I'm filling on the gaps that I could see. And don't laugh on that card, okay? That's my brother's ID card, but people use credit cards and things like that to even out the layers. So you could use any flat thing. So you could just enjoy me struggling to even out the cake, but I assure you once I'm done it's gonna look good. Okay, now it has started to make some sense and it has started to look like something. I'll just even out the top layer and yeah, I'm gonna keep this in the fridge for some time again to set it properly. And once I'm done, it looks somewhat like this. And after that, it was the time to write the message on the cake, and this is also something that I'm not very practiced. And also the cream that I'm writing from, that is also something that I've made myself. So yeah, it was the very first time I've made something like that, so I was so hesitant, and I was just so nervous that I would mess everything up, because I don't know, I didn't want to mess it up. It was a very special cake, but I just trusted the process again, and I tried my best to keep a steady hand and write in the best handwriting that I could. Writing on cakes is not easy, bro. It's not an easy task. I haven't covered all the gaps on the cake because my plan is to cover the whole cake in hearts like that, and honestly it turned out really cute for someone who is not very practiced to write on cakes. This is how the cake looks like. I loved it. This is how it looks like after freezing overnight, and yeah, I feel like it's super gorgeous. It turned out really pretty and cute, and these are some better photos. I loved it, and the person that I made it for also loved it, so yeah, it's all worth it. I hope you guys like watching it too. I'll see you again. Bye.